Betty La Bomba is the newest champion coming to the game Paladins. She is a damage champion and has a base health of 2100. Her weapon is called Grenade Launcher. Betty fires a grenade that can bounce and explodes after 2 seconds, dealing 510 damage in a small area. If you hit an enemy directly, the grenade will deal 550 damage and has a larger AoE. Her alt fire is called Cluster Grenade. Betty La Bomba launches a grenade that splits into other explosives depending on the number of enemies hit, with a maximum of 6. The initial blast does 250 damage in an area after 0.4 seconds, and the other explosives deal 500 damage in an area after 2 seconds. Betty's first ability is called Hail of Bombs. She sends out a bunch of explosives that spray in all directions to land at random locations in a large area. Each explosive does 390 damage in a 20-unit radius. Her second ability is called Explosive Personality. Betty La Bomba jumps forward and upwards, damaging and knocking back any enemy that was behind or below you. Each blast does 300 damage to enemies within 35 units, and you can use this ability up to 3 times before it goes on cooldown. And finally, Betty's ultimate is called Long Live the Queen. She jumps on a huge bomb that she is able to control and move on. Hitting an enemy will cause 1700 damage while also knocking you and the enemy away from each other. You can reactivate this ability or fire to send the rocket flying in a straight line towards wherever you're looking.
You never got to me. That's a lot of fun.
Triple kill! Killing spree! Quadra kill! That's 5 in a row!
As for Betty La Bomba's talents, the default one is called Fiery Disposition. Explosive damage sets enemies on fire for 3% of their max health every second for 1.5 seconds. Additional hits refresh the duration. At level 2, you will unlock Controlled Fury. This reduces the range of your Hail of Bombs ability by 50%, concentrating the explosions in a smaller area, and also reduces its cooldown by 2 seconds.
Las bombas!
And finally, at level 8, you will unlock Gotta Bounce. This reduces the cooldown of Explosive Personality by 6 seconds, but reduces your movement speed by 15% and decreases the effectiveness of the ability. For Betty La Bomba's cards, the first 4 will affect her weapon and armor. You are able to increase your max health, the AoE of your explosions, the time before your in-hand grenades explode, or generate ammo. For her cluster grenade cards, you can reduce its cooldown, heal by dealing damage with the ability, increase the explosion radius, or increase the damage done to shields and deployables. For her Hail of Bombs ability, you are able to increase the explosion radius, increase your movement speed after activating the ability, increase the travel speed when deploying Hail of Bombs, or reduce the cooldown of Explosive Personality after using Hail of Bombs. And finally, her Explosive Personality cards. You are able to increase the lateral movement from each use, increase the vertical movement from each use, heal when you use it, or increase your air control for 2 seconds after using the ability.
Beats, you say? Pues, that's just the nature of my bombs, I suppose. ¿Cuál es la fruta que más se ríe? La naranja. You better start running now. But you won't get far enough. Bow before your queen.